All you want to do as parents is protect them. And so as we can see what's happening in the online space, we know that there's a lot of work to be done there, and we're just happy to be able to be a part of.
They said Meghan Markle was unstoppable. From royal intrigue to Hollywood dreams, she appeared poised to conquer every screen, until things started spiraling right before our eyes. Netflix, once her biggest champion, is now at odds with the very star they courted for millions. Whispers suggest Meghan might have tried to dangle a sensational new project, one involving Princess Diana's memory, to keep her place on the streaming giant's roster. Meanwhile, the ratings for With Love, Meghan tanked once loyal fans turned skeptical, and Netflix's top brass began to question if she was worth the trouble. Some believe Meghan's next move is already in the works.
When I first met my now husband, my friends were really happy because I was so happy, but my British friends said to me, "I'm sure he's great."
And it might involve a jaw-dropping deal with Amazon. Others say she's desperately clinging to Netflix, offering everything from a high-end fashion spin-off to a rumored Diana documentary. But how did it come to this? And is there any truth to the idea that she and Prince Harry tried to bribe Netflix with the memory of his late mother just to keep the spotlight? You're about to discover a saga of shifting loyalties, behind-the-scenes disputes, and a possible last-ditch attempt to salvage a showbiz empire. Grab your seat, because this story is more tangled than anyone imagined, and the final twist could change everything you think you know about Meghan's next move.
I've said for a long time to H, that's what I call him.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just survive something, right? Like, that's not the point of life.
When With Love, Meghan first dropped on Netflix, the hype machine roared to life. Commercials ran at all hours. Talk shows hinted at exclusive looks and guest appearances. Social media buzzed with curiosity. Would Meghan Markle reveal personal anecdotes from her royal days or offer a glimpse into her new Hollywood lifestyle? But the excitement fizzled fast. Ratings for With Love, Meghan plummeted from its first week. Viewers described it as phony, overproduced, and lacking a genuine spark.
We were able to really have so much time just to connect, and we never went longer than 2 weeks without seeing each other, even though we were obviously doing a long-distance relationship. So
even some of Meghan's most vocal supporters admitted the show felt inauthentic, more like a scripted attempt at brand building than a meaningful inside look at her life or her opinions. Netflix executives, especially CEO Greg Peters, began to sweat. After all, they'd gambled a fortune on Meghan's star power, and now they were watching subscribers shrug and click away. Behind closed doors, tensions boiled over. Greg Peters had allegedly warned the Netflix board that pouring massive budgets into celebrity vanity projects was risky. But a chunk of the board, around 60% by some accounts, was dazzled by the Markle name.
I didn't know much about him, and so the only thing that I had asked her when she said she wanted to set us up was, I had one question. I said, well, is he nice? Because if he wasn't kind, it didn't seem like it would make sense.
They insisted that no matter the cost, backing her was a sure thing. As the show's underwhelming performance became undeniable, resentments flared between Peters and the starstruck board members. And that's when the rumors of a broader meltdown began taking shape. Was Meghan's public persona strong enough to float an entire streaming series, or had the controversies surrounding her royal exit and her tell-all approach to media appearances finally caught up to her? Those doubts were just the beginning. What happened next would put Meghan's future at Netflix in real jeopardy. Before With Love, Meghan even premiered, Netflix had grand plans for a second project.
I really wanted to relearn French. I had studied it for the 4 years in high school, and then it just went away. So after those two things, if we do turn on the TV, which is fairly rare.
Codenamed Fashion for Meghan, it was billed as a breezy, high-budget series featuring Markle shopping along iconic Rodeo Drive, chatting with celebrity friends, and browsing lavish jewelry boutiques. For Netflix, it sounded like a glitzy way to capitalize on her style icon status. Insider reports say the budget was staggering, around $50 million. The plan was to expedite production, shoot it in a mostly improvised style, and edit it at lightning speed so they could release it by late summer. On paper, it had all the hallmarks of reality TV gold.
A high tide raises all ships. So if you can really adopt that motto and understand that by helping the people who are coming up, it's not taking anything away from you. It's just helping more people succeed. I think that's really key.
A glamorous host with a royal background, famous guests popping in and out, and high-end shopping scenes guaranteed to dazzle. But as with Love, Meghan tanked. The Netflix board panicked. CEO Greg Peters made the case that producing a luxury-themed show in a shaky economic environment would appear tone-deaf. There's no real audience for Meghan Markle trying on extravagant jewelry, he argued, especially when subscribers are cutting costs. The board's initial pushback was fierce. They had poured so many resources into the idea that scrapping it felt like admitting defeat. Yet, the gravity of With Love, Meghan's failure left them little choice. In a swift reversal, Netflix officially canceled fashion for Meghan. The swanky production plan vanished overnight. Meghan, insiders say, was livid. She confronted high-level executives, accusing them of reneging on promises. Tensions flared behind the scenes, and her once enthusiastic allies on the board began to distance themselves. After all, Netflix's subscriber count was falling, and internal disputes about flops could only worsen the company's image. Transition. Canceling one show was bad enough, but allegations soon surfaced that Meghan might have tried a far more audacious move to keep Netflix on her side, one involving Princess Diana's legacy. Then came a twist that few saw coming. Headlines started popping up, claiming that Meghan and Prince Harry planned a 30-year anniversary documentary dedicated to Princess Diana's memory. The immediate speculation? They were dangling this high-profile Diana doc like a golden carrot to entice Netflix into renewing their contract. Social media erupted. Critics found the entire scenario exploitative, accusing the Sussexes of using Diana's tragic story as leverage for a better deal. Supporters argued that Diana was Harry's mother. Surely he had every right to champion her memory however he saw fit. But the real question was more pointed. Did Netflix propose this documentary, or was it Meghan and Harry who brought the idea to the table? Conflicting reports flew around like wildfire. One rumor insisted Netflix had directly approached Harry, offering him a top-notch team to produce a heartfelt tribute to Diana for 2027, marking 30 years since her passing. Another claimed that this was all Meghan's own doing, a cunning strategy to keep Netflix from dropping them once their current deal ended. In the midst of the uproar, sources said Netflix turned around and said not true to the entire rumor of a new Diana film. According to one insider, no official pitch had been made for such a project, and Netflix executives were baffled by the headlines. Some pointed the finger at Meghan, suggesting she had floated the idea to gauge Netflix's interest. That's when a second wave of speculation emerged. If Netflix hadn't come up with this documentary, could Meghan herself have planted the story, hoping the public's reaction might force Netflix's hand? Whether fact or fiction, the Diana doc chatter rattled more than just Netflix. It created a split in public opinion and set the stage for even bigger rifts behind the scenes. Amid the rumor storm, many wondered where Prince Harry stood. In previous interviews, he spoke passionately about preserving his mother's legacy. He never hesitated to bring her up in documentaries or memoirs, though some critics argued he was commodifying her story. Now, with talk of a potential new Diana doc swirling, Harry's camp insisted no formal conversation with Netflix ever happened. Some believe Harry was blindsided by the idea that this documentary might be used as a bargaining chip. Others claim he was part of the pitch, but quickly backtracked once public backlash ignited. One thing is certain, the story about a 30-year Princess Diana documentary triggered far more negativity than the couple likely expected. Hollywood insiders whisper that Harry prefers projects highlighting his charity work and personal values rather than purely royal nostalgia. But with their Netflix contract on shaky ground and rumored competition from Amazon, was he really prepared to walk away from a guaranteed payday? Or was the entire Diana doc fiasco just a sign of how desperate the situation had become? As speculation about Harry's role grew more heated, Meghan's broader Hollywood standing took an even bigger hit. For a while, Meghan Markle seemed poised to dominate. She made the leap from TV actress to royal figure, then to global celebrity activist. Landing a massive Netflix deal after stepping back from royal duties only reinforced her image as an unstoppable brand. But after multiple creative misfires, many in Hollywood started questioning if Meghan truly had the it factor to anchor large-scale productions. From the tepid reception of With Love, Meghan to her cameo-driven projects that never fully launched, the track record wasn't good. One industry executive described her brand as a powerful personality without a clear direction, an approach that might score headlines but doesn't always translate to viewer loyalty. In the midst of Netflix's downward spiral, rumors abounded that Meghan was actively courting Amazon to secure a new multi-million-dollar partnership. Possibly spooked by Netflix's canceled shows and the cold reception to her latest series, she was thought to be exploring every option: talk shows, docuseries, and even dramatic roles. Yet, Amazon itself has faced backlash for milking beloved franchises like James Bond and Tomb Raider. So would the platform really embrace another controversial figure? Meanwhile, online forums filled with complaints that Meghan had become too polarizing, with critics claiming she exploited her royal connections or overshadowed her philanthropic messages with personal drama. The more she pushed for high-profile coverage, the more the public seemed to tune out, or worse, turn against her. Despite these headwinds, Meghan wasn't ready to concede defeat. She had one more move up her sleeve, and it involved bringing the Diana storyline to a whole new level of controversy. Around the time the Diana doc chatter reached a fever pitch, fresh speculation surfaced about a so-called handshake agreement between the Sussexes and Netflix. According to these whispers, Netflix might still hold first refusal rights on any future project Harry and Meghan develop, even if their official contract expires. If such an arrangement exists, it could explain why Meghan would be so eager to pitch high-profile ideas, like a Diana commemoration. By floating sensational concepts, she might ensure that Netflix either has to accept them or watch a competitor swoop in for the potential ratings gold. It's a high-stakes game. If Netflix passes, Meghan can claim she tried to remain loyal, then pivot to Amazon or another streamer. If Netflix says yes, she salvages her contract and possibly reclaims some public interest. However, sources within Netflix have quietly scoffed at the rumor, labeling it wishful thinking on the Sussex side. They insist no handshake agreement was ever formalized, and that Netflix has already lost enough money and goodwill over these projects. Could it be that Meghan and Harry are the only ones clinging to this deal, while Netflix has already mentally moved on? The cloud of uncertainty darkened further when Netflix publicly denied interest in a 30-year Diana documentary. The big question became, if Netflix was stepping away, could Meghan truly find salvation at Amazon or anywhere else? Online opinion has grown harsher with each new twist. People who once rallied behind Meghan's modern fairy tale now question if she's chasing fame at any cost. The alleged bribe using Diana's legacy touched a nerve, especially among Princess Diana's longtime admirers who see her memory as sacred. At the same time, supporters of Meghan argue she's simply a savvy businesswoman doing whatever she can to remain relevant in a cutthroat industry. If using a Diana documentary, one that Prince Harry could passionately shape, keeps them financially stable and able to do more charitable endeavors, why not? Twitter threads and comment sections sizzle with debates about whether the rumors are real or if they're media fabrications designed to tarnish Meghan's name. Some believe Netflix deliberately leaked the "No, we never pitched a Diana doc" line to embarrass her. Others say she orchestrated the entire drama to gauge public interest, a test run before officially announcing her next big project. Meanwhile, Amazon watchers wonder if the tech giant truly wants to link up with Meghan. After all, if Netflix, a platform that once championed her at every turn, is backing away, why should Amazon burn money and risk viewer backlash? Yet, Amazon does love a headline-worthy star, and the curiosity factor around Meghan remains strong, even if it's not always positive. All eyes remain on the fate of Meghan's Netflix contract as it approaches its expiration date. But what if the biggest revelation is still on the horizon? One aspect often overlooked is how this drama affects Prince Harry's ties to the royal family. The monarchy remains cautious about how Diana's memory is used in the media. If Harry were to sign off on a documentary that critics view as exploitative, the backlash within royal circles and among British tabloids would be explosive. Many note that Harry has already parted ways with Buckingham Palace in many respects, yet he's still deeply protective of his mother's legacy. Using her name to seal a streaming deal could be seen as a final step too far. On the flip side, some argue that a sensitive, well-researched Diana documentary might honor her memory, if done for the right reasons. So far, the palace remains officially silent, likely unwilling to be dragged into the swirling controversies, but insiders suggest that certain royals are outraged by even the hint that Diana might be leveraged as a money-making ploy. With the monarchy itself navigating its own transitions, Harry's next media move could either mend bridges or demolish them for good. As talk of Netflix and Amazon intensifies, it all seems to be barreling toward a dramatic conclusion that could reshape Meghan and Harry's place in the entertainment world. Fame can open doors, yet it can also slam them shut if the public feels taken for a ride. Meghan Markle once enjoyed a reservoir of goodwill. She was the outsider who brought modern flair to a centuries-old institution. But repeated controversies, from tell-all interviews to content that flounders, have drained that goodwill rapidly. Netflix, for its part, must weigh potential short-term gains of any new Meghan and Harry project against long-term subscriber trust. If a show flops or sparks backlash, Netflix looks out of touch, and with streaming competition fiercer than ever, they cannot afford more expensive misfires. On Meghan's side, the drive to remain at the forefront of entertainment means courting risk, throwing out big ideas, like a Diana doc, might garner immediate headlines, but risks damaging the couple's credibility if those ideas appear opportunistic. Moreover, the rumored Amazon pivot carries its own perils. If she fails again on another platform, the narrative might become that Meghan simply can't deliver the hype she promises. The result? A precarious tightrope act, where one misstep could plunge Meghan and Harry's media ambitions into freefall. Yet each new rumor, each new secret meeting, or insider leak keeps them in the spotlight. And in Hollywood, sometimes being talked about is half the battle. When you piece together every rumor, every denial, and every swirling speculation, one truth emerges. Meghan Markle's relationship with Netflix is under serious strain. From the disastrous performance of With Love, Meghan, to the cancelled Fashion for Meghan spin-off, the once bright partnership is tarnished. Add in the bombshell suggestion that Meghan and Prince Harry tried to secure a renewed deal with a Princess Diana documentary, and you have a tinderbox of controversy ready to ignite at any moment. Will Netflix quietly cut ties and move on to safer, more predictable stars? Or will Meghan manage to pull off a surprise success? A heartfelt docuseries or unexpected new project that revitalizes her brand? And if Netflix turns her away, could Amazon become her next empire? Or will it be just another cautionary tale of a celebrity whose ambition outpaced her audience? One thing is certain. The world is watching with equal parts fascination and skepticism. Every maneuver Meghan makes, every rumor that surfaces, and every denial from Netflix or the Sussex camp only fuels the fire. For better or worse, Meghan Markle remains a hot topic. Unstoppable to some, untenable to others. So keep an eye out for the next twist. Maybe Meghan will prove all the doubters wrong with a breakthrough doc or a new series that wins viewers' hearts. Or perhaps Netflix will confirm the rumors and say they've had enough. In the end, this saga isn't just about a cancelled show or an unconfirmed Diana documentary. It's about the fragility of fame and the unrelenting power of public perception. And when those forces collide, the fallout can be nothing short of extraordinary.